Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the Fifine SC3 gaming audio mixer. This is a fantastically powerful little mixer that you can use for your gaming streams and your podcast or live stream. So we're going to go and go through the functions of this thing. We always like to test out some of these affordable mixers, but also in the best possible situation. So I'm also using the Fifine Tank 3 microphone, the XLR out of that microphone into the XLR in of this particular interface. That's exactly what you're hearing right now. So we're going to go through the functions of this puppy, and you're going to be able to see if this is the right interface for you, whether you're a gamer, whether you're a podcaster, whether you're a live streamer. You can tell already one of the key functions is the fun colors that you can program into this thing. Not program. There's multiple sort of settings for the colors, and we're going to go through those. But I'm going to go through the basics of the setup, and depending on your particular setup, you can kind of see if this is the microphone interface that you would need. Now, this Fifine Tank 3 microphone that I have is an XLR, but also a USB microphone, so you can just plug it into the USB of your computer, but you wouldn't have all of this fun functionality that you have with this particular SC3 interface. You'd be able to plug it in, and it has a mute button on board, and you'd have to, monitor it locally here on the actual mic itself. But I'm coming out with a microphone cable, an XLR cable, and plugging it in directly here. And so I'm going to go through, I'm going to flip this around, and you can kind of see how it looks here on the back of the particular device, and you'd be able to see where you plug things in. I've obviously got this microphone plugged in here. Now, the other thing is that this is a combo jack, so it's not just for a traditional microphone cable. You can actually plug in a 1/4 inch as well. So if you wanted to plug in sort of an instrument, or sometimes a mic cable will have a 1/4 inch on the end of it, you could plug that in there. There's a switch here that goes from dynamic to condenser. So I am using a dynamic microphone currently, and most of your podcast microphones are dynamic, but there is condenser. So if you do have a condenser, you'll need to switch that over to the condenser, and then you'll have to add this, which is your phantom power, and that's what's utilized for condenser microphones. Condenser microphone obviously would not suggest unless you have a well-treated room for sound, but there you go. That's one of the options. The other thing too is if you are a gamer, there's a spot here for you to put your headset in here. And so your headset you can control from here. And if you do plug in your headset and you've also plugged in your microphone, it will default to the headset, just so you know. Then there is a line in, and your line in is for like if you have like a phone or a tablet or something and you want to use that for adding sounds or music or something like that, you can have that ported in. Of course, they do give you this this cable that you can do to come out of that source and go into the line in there on the back, so you have that option. So why would you do that? Well, if you're wanting sounds or something in your live stream, you can certainly do that and trigger that from somewhere else, but you can also record those things onto the device, because this has 4 custom pads that you can basically record something with your voice, with the line in, and then use those to trigger, and that would come into your live stream, your podcast, whatever. And we're going to demonstrate how that works here with the device. Obviously, this is my headphone plug-in, so that's I've got cans on my head right now, and that's how I'm able to hear myself. And so you want to plug in your headphones there, and then there's of course the line out from the device itself if you wanted to go out from the device. So let's dig in here to the front of the device. I did talk to you about this is phantom power, so if you're using a dynamic microphone, don't hit this button. Things aren't going to explode or anything, but it's definitely not good for for your microphone or for your sound system or anything like that. This is how you change the lights. We'll just go through these functionalities. If you hold it down, it will turn off all of the lights, as you can see. And the only thing you're going to have here is this readout of your sound level. And so before I get into the lights, I'll talk about the sound level. So as you can see, sometimes it gets into the orange or the yellow. That's okay for you to get in there, but you never want to get into the red. And that's you're clipping at that point. And this is how you would adjust that right here. This is the gain of the microphone that's going into your system. So you want to get it to where you speak about as loudly as you're going to speak, but you're not clipping. And so I'm going to come back just a little bit, and you probably heard my voice come down a little bit at that way. At that point, we're going to turn the lights back on. This is just the main setting. It just kind of like rotates through all the colors, and then if you hit it again, it's going to just kind of change from color to color. It goes from pink to purple to blue to green. Kind of some cool colors there. If I hit it again, it goes through those colors in kind of a breathing fashion. If I hit it again, it's going to go into like a more of a marquee where it's going to kind of scroll through the colors almost like it's going around the buttons, so to speak. And then if I hit it again, it's just going to go through all of the 7 colors, and it's going to remain solid. So I'm going to stick with pink. That's kind of obviously on brand with what I've got going on here. So we'll leave it here, but you could certainly select the color that you want that works for your vibe, for your live stream. The fun stuff here, you can change your voice. It has 6 different voice settings. You can select each one of those, and then when you're done and you just want your normal voice like you can just do a long press and hold that, and we'll go back to it. So we're going to go through these really quickly. Don't want to offend here, but the first 2 selections are male and female. So we're going to go through those selections.
This is the male setting.
This is the female setting.
This is the robot setting. This is the monster setting. And you can kind of tell that
this is the baby setting, but you can kind of tell like the gain of each one of these voices is changing. Okay, yeah, the baby voice is probably my favorite.
And this one is elder, so apparently like, get off my lawn, and then so I'll hold it.
And now we're back to my normal voice. So yeah, that's fun. Here's an interesting thing here. Now you can't do change voice and electric all at the same time. You have to do one or the other. But the electric, and you can kind of see here, it has the keys here. So it's like A, B flat, B, C. So it's going through these, and it looks like it sounds like it's trying to auto-tune my voice to that particular key. I'm not going to sit here and try to be T-Pain on this thing, but you can kind of hear how this works. So now I am on what looks like D flat. Now I am on D, so it's trying to kind of auto-tune my voice. So if I were to sing, you can hear it's kind of like pulling my voice down or up to that particular note. So if I were to sing, it's kind of like you can hear it kind of flutter. So if your song is in a particular key and you want to select it there, but obviously for my needs, and I'm going to hold that long press back to my normal voice, I'm not singing on my live streams and my podcasts, so that's going to just make my voice sound weird and kind of fluttery when I do that, so I'm not doing that. The custom A, B, C, and D buttons that you see here, the way to do this is you hold it down, and you're going to see it get bright white. And you keep holding it down, and it will record up to, I believe, 15 seconds, and then it will just stop, and then you can kind of play whatever it is. So the, I guess, use case for this would be if you have a podcast intro, and so maybe on the line in, you've got your music coming in as you press play, maybe on your phone or another device, and it's playing the music, and then you would hold, you would hold this down first, have the music come in, and then you would say something like this. Welcome to the Great Fifine podcast, where we talk about ultimate interfaces. And then I let go. And so now if I hit this button, what I just said should replay for you. Welcome to the Great Fifine podcast, where we talk about ultimate interfaces. So there you go. That's the concept. And of course, you know, if you've got music and stuff that you want to play, or if you have a sound effect like this, whap, 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 whap. You know, obviously a real sound effect, not a voice making that. I don't suppose that's a terrible sound effect, but if I hit that, whap, 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 whap. Right, and if you've got somebody's, you know, some favorite sound effect that you want to add to a particular show, you can do that with these custom buttons. Kind of fun. And then, you know, obviously I talked about the, you know, the level of your microphone. This is the way to mute your microphone. So I'm just going to start talking, and you can kind of hear how it will mute. So this is a test of the talking, and now I'm back on because I hit the unmute function, so that kind of shows you how that works. You have another mute for your line in, so if you have, you know, something that's coming in and you want to mute that and so no sounds or whatever can come through that, you can hit that. This right here is my headphone, and I'm self-monitoring. I've got these headphones in here so I can hear myself, and so if I were to hit this, I wouldn't be able to hear myself. So if you have like a thing against hearing yourself, some people get freaked out when they hear their own voice in their head, you could do that. And then you've got your line out, which you can also mute as well. So as you can hear, this is a pretty decent interface. You know, if you're starting out or you're just doing a gaming stream, you're doing something fairly simple and you want to do, you know, you have a little fun with it, this is a real easy way to get yourself set up. You know, this is an excellent option for you. Let me know in the comments what your thoughts are on this. I'd love to hear if anybody has any questions at all. We'd love to answer them. And as always, we hope this video helps you.